Hello, everybody. We have a problem. The efficiency of our society is a problem. Our efficiency has made us so self-absorbed that we are unable to see the problem that we've created. We are as horses with blinders, shielding our eyes from the activity of all the people around us. And while we gather this pot of gold sitting right in front of us that we have accumulated for ourselves, around us, people suffer, sight unseen, and disappear. Oh, I've been thinking about this a lot lately, getting stuck in our situations. Being stuck in a situation. What's that psychological principle that refers to someone that's starting to believe in their situation and like losing hope? And like, I'm thinking specifically of an example I came across recently of an unemployed person who's been unemployed so long that they start to believe that they don't actually have any useful skill sets and that they deserve unemployment. I'm forgetting the principle, but if you know it, please let me know. When this kind of thing happens to people long enough, they also start to believe that they're invisible and insignificant as well. So I'm going to use a military spouse. I'm going to use a military spouse as a frame of reference here because it's something I'm really familiar with, being somebody who's been active duty. But realize that there is some version of this person in your life on a regular basis. When you see a military spouse at a community event, it's only a small fraction of the interactions that you have during that day, but it's 100% of the interaction that they have with you during that day. So afterwards, when they go back home and they're in their daily life again and they're insignificant and forgotten about because they're not part of your regular day, all they have to remember you by is the interaction that they had with you in that moment. The strength of the interaction that you had with them, the mood, the connotation, that's what sticks with them. That moment is powerful and that impression is powerful. And we need to capture the power of that impression. Recognize this and make that moment a meaningful moment. Recognize the person. Look them in the eyes. Ask them something about themselves. Truly engage. Let that person know that they are acknowledged and valued. You might be the only person during the course of that person's day. You might be the only person during that event that treats this person this way, that interacts with them that way. You might be the only person who gives them a sense of inclusion and belonging. And then they go back home, forgotten to disappear. But the work they do in their homes and their lives, it's unpaid work, but it's valuable work. They continue to provide value to their homes, their spouses, their kids, but it goes unnoticed by the larger community and continues to remain unnoticed from the larger community until someone from that community acknowledges them, until somebody from that community recognizes them. And you can be that change. I would argue that you have a responsibility to be that change. That we all have a responsibility to include more of this behavior in our regular lives. In our increasingly lonely and isolated society, where we're more comfortable staring at a phone screen than we are saying hello to a person right in front of us. I have personal experience being one of those forgotten people. I know how bolstering it can be to be truly acknowledged from someone. I've spent the last year and a half in Japan as a spouse to an extremely talented, intelligent, successful woman. I provide her immeasurable value at home, taking care of the animals, keeping the house tidy, providing meals, lending an ear so she can de-stress after a hard day of work. All that value that I provide helps her to continue to show up every day and keep her soul intact in the process. But that value goes unnoticed by the larger population. Most people just see an unemployed man and completely ignore the balance in life that my wife and I have chosen together because we don't believe in balance. We've just lost sight of balance. We, as a society, have gone completely bonkers when it comes to balance in our lives. And by that, I mean we have just completely abandoned the idea of it. We have just completely eliminated the idea of balance. We've made the choice that balance is for degenerates and weirdos. All the while, we carry on in our lives like in this constant state of apathy. It's really sad. Our coffers are filled while our souls remain empty. We've gotten here by overemphasizing the role of the rational economic man in our lives. A sketch of the rational economic man would show him standing alone, money in hand, calculator in head, and ego in heart. A solitary, calculating, competing, insatiable human. Efficient at accumulating wealth and playing the market, all while leaving scorched earth everywhere else around him, in their environment, in their personal relationships, in the divide that grows between a father and a daughter. So I know I know I took a bit of a turn there, but it is related to our societal inability to recognize individual people. It is related to our societal inability to recognize the invisible people around us. Our efficiency has made us so self-absorbed that we cannot see the problem that we have created. We are as horses with blinders shielding our eyes from the activity around us. Only we aren't horses. We aren't cattle to be saddled up to serve only one purpose, eliminating all other distractions, unless we want to be, at least. Personally, I have a problem saddling myself up this way, and you should too. Big Brother doesn't reserve the right to prevent our ability to self-actualize, to live fully and meaningfully. Next time you're presented with the opportunity to recognize one of the invisible people around you, please do. Step out of your own bubble and acknowledge theirs. The world will be a better place for it. That person will be built up by it, and you will grow as a functional, generative human being. And it's going to be it for this video. If you enjoyed what I had to say, please like and subscribe or leave a comment. What do you think of this habit that we develop as a society of being self-absorbed and ignoring everyone else around us, of being efficiency machines? I'm looking forward to exchanging some dialogue with you, and I will see you on the next one.